Hi guys, I'm going to help you go through this worksheet by giving you an example on number one, the first pizza, I should say, and the first cookie. So mine is going to be a little bit different than yours because it looks a little bit bigger, but I'm going to show you how to answer all of these questions. So on a circle, the very first thing that you should know is that you name a circle by its center. So if I were to name circle 1, I would say that this is circle C. Okay. You can also name its radius and the diameter by the very beginning and the very end of each line. So if I'm talking about the radius, that means I'm talking about the center to the outside of the circle. So the point that meets the center to the outside would be line segment CA. And notice how I put the little bar on top of CA because I'm indicating that that is a line segment. You can also say AC if you wanted to. Either one, it does not matter. But remember, the radius is from the center to the outside. The diameter is the one that goes all the way across the circle, but it also has to go through the center as well. So if you were to name the diameter of this circle here, you would say that the diameter is from D to B, or you could say B to D. So the line segment DB is considered the diameter, or if you want to put BD is the diameter. Okay, and you can do the same thing on circle 2 and circle 3. However, I'm not going to go over those with you. Those are the ones that I want you to do. Let's go ahead and scroll down, and we're going to go down to the first pizza. So if you look at the first pizza here, it says we're going to determine the diameter and the circumference and the area as well in all three of these. Now, I know that you guys haven't learned area yet, but I'm going to show you how to solve it so that you'll be able to answer all the other ones as well. So if you look for the diameter, it's going to be the same thing as that line that goes straight across. So if you look here, they've given us the radius of that pizza, and that radius is 9. So if that radius is 9, that means if I have a distance that goes all the way across and not just halfway, it's not just going to be 9, it would be 9 times 2, because I'm basically adding a whole nother radius to it, and 9 times 2 is 18. So my diameter on this pizza would be 18. Okay, now be careful on the other ones because the other ones might only have the radius and the other ones might already have the diameter. So just be careful either way. The circumference, remember your circumference formula is the circumference is equal to your diameter times your pi. And so on this one, you can leave it in terms of pi if you want. So for circumference, I would say that your diameter in this one is 18. So you would say C equals 18 pi. Your formula for area, you'll learn this tomorrow as well, is area equals pi r squared. Now, r squared is your radius squared. And radius squared does not mean the radius times 2. It basically just means radius times radius. So in this case, your radius on your first pizza is 9. So for your area, you would say that it's pi 9 squared. Or you could say that 9 squared is 81. So your final answer is your area is equal to 81 pi. Okay, that's for the pizza one. And then if we go down to the cookie one, I will show you how to do the cookie. I gotta change it to a mouse. Okay, when you go down to the cookie, you have to find the diameter, circumference, and area again. But this time I actually want you to use 3.14. Okay, so for the cookie, you're going to find the diameter. In this case, it's the same thing. On your first cookie, they only gave me the radius. So to figure out the diameter, I'm going to do 8.5 times 2. 8.5 times 2 is, move the decimal over 1, 17.0 or 17. Okay, circumference is C equals pi times the diameter. You guys already figured out the diameter. So for circumference, you would do C equals 3.14 times 17. And this is where I would let you guys use your calculator. So in your calculator, and mine's just going to be on my desk here. So I'm going to go ahead and type it in. 3.14 times 17 gives me a circumference of, I'm going to change this, and you would say the circumference is 53.38. If we round it to the nearest tenths, though, the 3 is in my tenths place, so I would say my circumference is equal to 53.4. Okay? And then I'm going to just scroll down a little bit so that you guys can see, because mine is on a different page, unfortunately. If I'm figuring out the area, remember the area or the formula for area is A equals pi r squared. In this case, you have A equals, and then you would say 3.14, and then r squared is 8.5 squared. So if you want to use your calculator for the 8.5 squared, you can. 8.5 times 8.5, you would get 72.25. Multiply that by 3.14, and that gives you the area. So multiply that by 3.14. I would say the area is equal to 226.865. If I round that to the nearest tenths, my 8 is in my tenths place, and the 6 tells the 8 to bump up. So my area is equal to 226.9. And that's how you do all 3 types of questions. Make sure you show your work on all of these. If you look here, I had some room on the bottom, but you guys will have room on the back of your page to show your work. Okay?